The year is 1898. You have just arrived from Columbus, Ohio, a distance of 183 miles, as shown on the milepost, between the tracks at the west end of the platform. This is the Panhandle Railroad Depot in the little town of Irvington, Indiana. Just 5 miles east of Indianapolis, the town is in its 25th year and growing rapidly. This growth is a direct result of the town's location between the National Road, a quarter-mile north, and these Panhandle tracks and the CH&D Railroad a half-mile to the south. The roadbed for these tracks was called the Whitewater Indian Trail, known to have been used by the Delaware Indians as far back as the 1700s. In the early 1800s, the trail became known as the Centerville Road. Finally, beginning in the early 1850s, it became the roadbed for the tracks you see today. Perhaps the most significant event happening along these tracks occurred at daybreak on the morning of Sunday, April 30th, 1865. That day, Abraham Lincoln's funeral train passed through these vast forests and farmlands that in 8 short years would become the town of Irvington. That train came from Columbus, Ohio to Indianapolis on its way to Springfield, Illinois, where Lincoln was laid to rest. As you depart the train, you see the gray brick depot typical of the time. It also houses the freight office and telegraph office. This little depot has quickly become the hub for people arriving and leaving Irvington. It will continue to serve the town till 1922, when the railroad will discontinue service to Irvington. Directly north of the depot is the home of George W. Julian, former U.S. Congressman and Surveyor General of the New Mexico Territory. He's the brother of Jacob Julian, one of the town's founders. Walking left down the platform, you come to Central Avenue, the town's main street. It is a very wide gravel surface street with boardwalks on either side. History will show that with the addition of grass strips, concrete curbs, and sidewalks, the streets will not be as wide. The 3-story brick building, A, is Moore's Hall, the largest building in town. It houses Tompkins Drug Store, Go's Grocery, the post office, a bicycle repair shop, and various offices on the second floor. Originally built as a 2-story structure, a 3rd floor for a meeting hall was added in 1895. In front of Moore's Hall is the turnaround for the Citizens Street Railway. The tracks run north to the National Road and west to downtown Indianapolis, about an hour's ride, costing 3 cents. Lining the west side of Central Avenue is Palace Drugs, B, Meek Brothers Meats, C, and George Bentley's Barber Shop, D. Across the street and up the east side is E, C.K. Smith and Brothers Grocery, F, Porter and Lowe's Grocery, and on the corner, G, the Hilbert Frosch Meat Market. Turning east down Railroad Avenue is the home of Dr. Alfred Tolles, H. And next to it is I, the big 2-story building of York Transfer and Storage, owned by John York, whose residence is in the rear. Next door is J, the double occupied by the Reverend Levi Jones and casket salesman John Beck. This is the heart of Irvington in 1898, its commercial district. If you were to travel from here in any direction, you would see other businesses, beautiful homes of many architectural styles and sizes, on tree-lined streets, churches, parks, and the Irvington School on South Irving Circle. I'm Howard Caldwell, a proud Irvingtonian, speaking for the Irvington Historical Society. We hope you've enjoyed this glimpse of Irvington's past. All aboard! The train's leaving for the future.